Hello everyone, my name is Mitchell Law and I will be acting as the role of the narrator for this story as well as thief number 2 from the Forty Thieves.
Hi, my name is Kozuan, and I'll be playing as Alibaba and thief number 3 from the Forty Thieves.
Hi, I'm Arina and I'll be playing the character of Captain and Kasim's wife Yasmin from the Forty Thieves.
Hello, my name is Izran and I'll be playing Kasim, Hajar, who is Alibaba's wife, and thief number 1 from the 40 Thieves.
Everyone has heard tales about money and about greed. A stroke of luck that changes a man's life forever. But the question is, what would you do with your wealth? Would you share it? Would you hide it? Would you be willing enough to kill someone for it? Our story begins in Persia. There dwelt two brothers. One was named Kasim and another one named Ali Baba. Kasim married a rich wife and he lived in wealth, while his brother Ali Baba was not as fortunate. Ali Baba had to provide himself for his wife by cutting wood from the nearby forest and selling it in town. One day, Ali Baba was cutting wood as usual from the nearby forest, when suddenly he heard the loud thundering of hooves. There in the distance, a cloud of sand and dust rose from the ground, and a large group of men on horseback were quickly approaching him. Ali Baba, confused and scared, takes everything off of his donkeys and hides in the nearby bushes before he himself climbing onto a tree, away from their possible sights. As the men got closer, he began noticing the numbers and started counting them.
1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, 40. They must be the 40 Thieves. Look at all those chests. They must be filled with gold. But what on earth could they be doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
Halt!
Why are they stopping in front of a stone slab?
Look! What are those donkeys doing over there?
We could have an intruder on our hands.
Well, don't just sit there, you morons. Get down from your horses. Go investigate them. See if there's anything suspicious.
The thieves head closer to check out the donkeys, but they don't seem to notice anything suspicious about them.
False alarm, Captain! Just a couple of stray donkeys grazing in the forest.
Stupid donkeys. All right then, get back to your horses. Open sesame.
Upon uttering those very words, the stone slab in front of them starts to split into two, revealing an opening that leads into a concealed cave.
What kind of sorcery is this?
The thieves enter the cave as if in a routine, with the captain being the last one to enter.
38, 39, me, 40. Come on, boys. Let's get in. Let's see how many treasures we get today.
Ali Baba begins to climb down the tree, but halfway there, he stops and thinks to himself.
Wait, what if they come out? I lose my head. Perhaps I should stay until they leave.
With his better judgment, Ali Baba climbs back up the tree, where he waits for the thieves to leave until he falls asleep. Eventually, the cave door does open again, making a loud, rumbling sound, waking Ali Baba up.
Men, let's ride out. We have more treasure to seek, and those treasures inside aren't still enough for us. Close sesame.
Finally, they are leaving. But where are all those chests?
Ali Baba becomes curious, and he then approaches the stone slab himself warily.
Open sesame?
Like it did for the captain, the entrance to the cave reveals itself to Ali Baba.
Holy smokes! I can't believe it. Look at all this gold, silver, and gems. This must be where the 40 thieves keep all their loots. Oh, just a little of this is enough to give my family a better life. But should I take it? It's not really stealing if it's already stolen, right? But the thieves might find out, and I could lose my head. Uh, then again, there's so much treasure here. I bet they'll hardly notice it if I were to take some. Mm, they may return soon. I must be quick.
And so Ali Baba made his decision, and he goes to get his bags from the bushes and filling them with gold coins and gems, loading them onto his donkey soon after.
No more chopping wood for me. Close sesame.
Ali Baba returns late in the evening, restless and excited. Clutching onto his bags and pouches, he enters his home with a wide grin spreading from the very corners of his lips, until finally he is called upon by his wife, who is rather furious and cross by Ali Baba's late return.
Oh my, Ali! What happened to you? I've been worried sick.
Shh, hush now, my dear. Look what I brought home for you.
Where is the wood? Why are these bags so heavy, Ali? Did you fill them with stone? Ali? What is the meaning of this? When did my husband become a thief?
Calm down, Haja. I've not stolen anything from its rightful owner. I got this from the dens of the infamous 40 Thieves. Oh, you will not believe what I saw today. I was out collecting wood as usual when I heard stomping of hooves so fierce. It gave me such a fright that I hid in the trees. Then I saw what could only be the infamous 40 Thieves stop in front of a stone wall. And when the captain shouted, "Open sesame!" the wall opened to reveal a secret cave.
A secret cave? A stone wall opening to the command of words? Are you suggesting magic?
Oh no, I'm not suggesting. It must be magic. But what I saw inside was even more bewitching than the magical door itself, Haja.
Oh dear. Don't tell me you went inside. Do you have a death wish? The thieves are known to be violent and cruel.
Oh, fear not, my dear. I waited for them to leave before I went in. By God, the treasure they hoard in there is out of this world.
So you brought all of it home? What were you thinking?
Of course not, my dear. This is nothing compared to the rest of the treasure in the cave. The thieves wouldn't notice its disappearance.
But Ali, this is enough to feed us for a lifetime.
Yes, my dear. At long last, I can buy you the dress you always wanted. You can have jewelry now instead of trinkets. We won't ever have to worry about our next meal. But beware, Haja. No one can know of this. It will only put our family in danger, especially if the thieves find out. We might even lose our heads. Uh, Let us bury this treasure and be mindful of how we use it.
Good point, Ali. But can I at least measure how much all of this is worth first?
Yes, go ahead. My sister-in-law has a measure that you can borrow, but be sure to be discreet about it.
Hajar, trying to her best to keep her composure, she walks about the town in the cool night air, until finally she arrives upon the house of Yasmin and Kasim. Standing there in front of their door, she takes a deep breath, adjusting her dress, until finally she's able to knock upon the door and calls out to Yasmin.
Hello? Yasmin? Are you home?
Yes, Hajar. What a surprise. What brings you here to my house in the middle of the night? What do you want?
Is there chance you still have that measure you used for the banquet the other day?
Oh, that measure? And what could possibly you want to do with it?
I have some grain to measure.
You're measuring grains? Well then, let me see if I still keep that thing inside. You wait here. She is measuring grains? Good Lord! Their family can't barely afford to buy a piece of bread, and much less grains to be measured. Something's amiss. I must find out. Yes. This thread should catch some of the grains. I hope I can see what are they measuring. Here you go. Make sure you bring this back in one piece by tomorrow. I'll be using it later.
Thank you, Yasmin. Don't worry, I'll take very good care of it.
Kasim returns home late in the evening, his body tired and weary from a long day's work. Groaning, he sits down in a chair. There, he stays for a while until finally he calls upon the name of his wife with a loud shout.
What a long day. Yasmin, can you make me some coffee?
If you could afford another servant for us, then I wouldn't have to do so much work. Why don't you just ask the servant to make one for you?
How dare you? Can't you see me working hard every day? For what? Just so that you can splurge with your wealthy friends every week? Do you think money grows on trees?
Perhaps it does. Kasim, look at your brother Ali Baba. He is just a woodcutter, but he is measuring his wealth. And you are a merchant who's handling my father's business, but we are still counting our coins instead of measuring them.
What nonsense are you spouting, woman? And where is my coffee?
Forget about your coffee. Look at what I found. Here.
Where did you get that?
Your sister-in-law, Haja, borrowed our measure just yesterday and said that she wished to measure some grains out of it. But guess what I found sticking at the bottom of the measure when she returned it?
You're saying this gold coin came from Alibaba?
I bet he possesses not just this one gold coin. He must have a lot more of it back at his home since he had to measure it. Perhaps you can go to Alibaba's home and maybe you can learn something from him.
You must be mistaken. Perhaps this gold just fell from somewhere. You keep it since it bothers you so much. My brother can't possibly possess a single gold coin, much less enough of them to measure.
So you don't believe me? Suit yourself, Kasim, but don't tell me I didn't tell you.
However, despite his best efforts, Kasim wasn't able to sleep that night, for the idea that Ali Baba was richer than him made him anxious, jealous even. And so he decided to get up and went to confront Ali Baba in the middle of the night. Kasim, urgent, tired, and restless, walks quickly and impatiently to Ali Baba's house, his head filled with a mix of emotions ranging from anger and excitement. Upon arriving at the house, Kasim starts to knock heavily on the door, calling out for Ali Baba impatiently. Until Ali Baba finally opens the door, and without missing a single beat, Kasim immediately starts to question him.
Ali Baba! Ali! What is this I hear about you possessing gold coins when you can barely feed your own family? Do not try to deny it, brother. My wife told me about it. She found this gold coin stuck at the bottom of the measure that your wife borrowed just yesterday. Don't even lie to me, brother. Yasmin may be quite the exaggerator, but she will not lie about this gold coin.
Oh, Kasim, forgive me, brother, for hiding this from you. I wish you no harm. Trust me, I stumbled upon this cave deep in the woods, where the infamous 40 Thieves hoard their treasure when I was gathering some wood. It is concealed by a magical door that can only be opened by a magical phrase. The treasure there is so immense that it would take generations only to scratch the surface. There were heaps of silver, golds in the form of plates, coins, and in nuggets as big as a fist. And the gems, brother, oh, the gems were sparkling and glittering like stars that one would forget he was in the cave. What a sight it was to behold! I went in after the thieves went away and quickly filled my bags on my meals with as much gold as I could before they returned. What was I to do, Kasim? Can't a man who lived his life in poverty grab the chance to turn his luck around?
Have you lost your marbles? Heaps of silver and gold and gems, you say? Your tale is so absurd, I would have to see it firsthand to believe. Or have you gone mad with all the gold coins you now have that you would not have your own brother get a share of it? Would you rather keep it all to yourself?
Surely not, my dear brother. You may take however much gold as you please from the cave. Um, there's plenty for the both of us and more. The thieves won't even notice the treasure is diminished if you were to take some more from them.
All right then, show me this cave at once.
All right. Hold your horses. Well, just follow the stream in the forest at the edge of town until it diverges. Then walk north for an hour until you see a big boulder among the trees. But be careful, Kasim. You must not let the thieves know of your presence. Wait for them to leave before you go in and get out of there as quick as possible.
Well, that's it then. You had better be right about this.
One last thing, brother. Don't forget the magic phrase for the door of the cave. You must shout, "Open sesame" to enter and "Close sesame" once you leave.
All right. I've heard enough.
Kasim walks in the night, and on the return home, seemingly serious and composed. But in his mind, he was already planning ahead on how to steal and take all the gold for himself. Early in the morning, Kasim starts preparing for his trip to the magical cave, bringing along with him 10 mules and plenty enough large bags to laden them with. Soon he sets off in the direction that Ali Baba told him of, until finally he arrives at the very forest. Reaching the edges of the clearing, Kasim sees a large team of horses standing in front of a large stone slab. He decides to hide them away in the bushes, anxiously waiting for the thieves to exit the cave. After a long while of waiting, the stone slab starts to crack open, and with it, the 40 thieves that Ali Baba mentioned. Holding his breath, trying not to be discovered, Kasim waits for the thieves to leave until finally the captain exits as well.
Close sesame. All right, boys, let's ride out.
Just my luck. They're leaving now. I must hurry. Open sesame! My God, Ali wasn't lying. Oh, what a sight to behold. So much jewelry, so much gold. What's that? Rubies. I must have it. I must have it all. Yes. No more work. No more nagging from Yasmin. I'll outdo even Ali Baba's newfound wealth. What's that? It's a crown. I dare say I look quite good in this. I look very kingly. I know. I'll declare myself king. I'll be the richest man in the city. I can declare myself king of Persia. Everybody shall pay respect to me. So much gold. All mine for the taking.
Realizing they had spent quite some time in the cave, Qasim hastily starts to pack his things and heads to exit the cave. However, his fear overcomes him and makes him forget the magic words.
Open wheat. Open barley. Huh? Open.
Look! What are these donkeys doing here?
And look at all those bags!
Can't you see that someone is trying to rob us? You fools! Draw out your weapons! Open sesame!
Qasim tries to run, but the thieves see him.
Don't let him escape! Catch him!
Even though he tries to run, one of the thieves eventually catch up to him.
Got him! What do you think? Where do you think you're going?
The captain approaches Qasim and takes out his blade and smacks him on the head, pommeling him with his sword. Drowsily, Qasim mumbles as he passes out. When Qasim regains consciousness, he starts drowsily mumbling.
Please, let me go. I beg you. I've not stolen anything.
Yes, you've not stolen anything, but you're planning to. This is unacceptable. Don't you know who we are? And who do you think you are, huh? Trying to act brave?
Yes, sir, I know who you are. You're the 40 Thieves. I'm a nobody.
Oh, so you knew us. Do you know what we do to those who steal from us?
We kill them.
And we cut their body to pieces.
Pieces?
Sadly, you won't be alive enough to see it. Poor man, excited to see our treasure, huh? I can imagine if you had run away with all of this treasure. You deserve to die for what you're trying to do.
Please, no! I don't want to die!
And for your family, I bet they won't get to see you again after this. Have you said goodbye to that? Well, I hope you did, because now you are in big trouble. Look at me when I'm talking to you, you filthy scumbag.
Please have mercy on me. I beg you.
Since you've known our secret, then you shall perish for good.
The captain runs his sword through Qasim's chest, spilling a pool of blood on the ground.
Now chop up this rat, boys. Chop him into quarters. Then hang his body parts to the wall. This shall scare anyone who wishes to enter.
Such is the end of Qasim's journey in the story of the 40 Thieves. His excessive greed and haste were the reason for his demise, had he been patient and had he listened to his brother Ali Baba's advice, he wouldn't have met such a horrible death.